3.
I wrote these topics that I wanted to cover, and et cetera, and then as we went through the program, everybody's come up and everybody's been acknowledged. But for me, now that I reflect, this has come full circle. When I think back, and since everybody called me old, I might as well, back in 1967, 68, and 69, and I was at Edison High School. And no one expected me to be anything. Not even I. I thought I was going to drive trucks like my father. But God had blessed me with a skill set of athletics. And I enjoyed playing sports. And I'll never forget sitting in the audience. The Miami Dolphins back in those days were so bad that you couldn't give away a ticket. And a Miami Dolphin player came and spoke at my high school. And his name was Jimmy Warren. And I was sitting out there just like you all. And I'm looking at him on stage. And I'm just looking. To this day, I can't tell you one word he said. But I was mesmerized by his size. Because on TV, everybody's larger than life. You know, they do these tricks with the cameras. And I kept thinking, damn, he's small. Hell, I'm big as him right now. So he came down, gave the speech, came down, he signed autographs. I'm sort of measuring him up because I knew I could play football. And I made a decision that day that there was nothing he had done that I couldn't do. That I just had to make sure I applied myself and didn't take myself out of the game. 5 years later, and everybody's talked about the Oakland Raider game. I run the opening kickoff back. It's Jimmy Warren chasing me. 5 years later, because someone showed up at Miami Edison, I'm in the big leagues, and the guy that showed up is the guy that gave me the inspiration, and I run a touchdown with him chasing me. And I said to Jimmy Warren, if you had not come to Miami Edison, I wouldn't be here. We have no idea, no matter what our profession is, how we can impact young people that have a goal and have a dream. They just need a chance, need a little push. I got my push. I had educators that refused to let me fail. I got family members here that refused to let me fail. I got teammates here that refused to let me fail. I got my closest ally back then when I first came in the league was Larry Little. I was his gopher. Go for this, go for that. But it's all good because he took me under his wing and taught me how to be a pro. You know, when I look out at the audience, and first let me say thank you to Christine King for just thinking of me and wanting to do this. We don't do this for the accolades. We do it because it's the right thing to do, okay? To Mayor Cava, I see the work that you do. I appreciate what you all do in South Florida. This is my home. It's going to always be my home. If I'm going to pay taxes, because I'm real cheap, it's going to be in Dade County. It's going to be right here. So all y'all Broward County people, thank you, thank you, thank you. And to Miles, I'm still a little upset with you. You know, you talk about the 10 years and the conversations we have and how we right next to each other, and then you move and take my old office, which was the best office in the daggone building. I ain't forgot that. But in all seriousness, Miles, you have been the best friend, man. You know, we work co-workers, but I know that I can come to you at any point, any time. You know, and I truly, truly appreciate that. To my teammates, and we all know, man, that together we're strong. You know, they talk about my basketball accolades. Half of these guys in here, that's all we did in the off-season is play basketball. We didn't have no off-season program. We hung out together. We became better friends. And today we're still working together to support each other no matter what we do. I mean, all these guys that you see here today have foundations and they do things in the community. That's because that's who we are. This community has given us so much. I see my sponsors and partners out there. I mean, Waste Management has never said no to me. Baptist, Ryder Systems. I mean, I got so many names. If I start calling them, y'all will be mad with me because we'll be here till 3 o'clock. But I must say thank you to my family. My lovely wife, Patricia, she done. For 50 years, she put up with my shenanigans, but has always been there to support me. My kids, y'all got a glimpse of what I go through. You know, being the only male in the household, you're in trouble. But I got my cousins and my son Maurice and grandson. Ryan came in from somewhere up there in Carolina. You know, I mean, this cat goes away to school. He didn't learn from me, though. Goes away to school, meets his wife. Instead of bringing her back here, he moved there. I met my wife, she had to come down to Miami. And of course, I've got my sisters, Charlene, Deborah, Donna's not here. And the person that I'm so happy to see her here is my Aunt Nancy, you know. I've got all my cousins and nephews and et cetera here, and I ain't gonna bore you with all those names. But you know, life is kind of simple. You get out of it what you put in it. None of us became successful by ourselves. None of us. You know, I have a team at the Miami Dolphins. They won't let me look bad. They make me look good no matter what I do. Where's Erica at? Where's Erica? Let me see, who else we got here? Ashley, stand up. I know I saw Gladys somewhere. Is Gladys still here? She's back here. Yeah, I forgot. Okay. And then my old assistant that Erica replaced, Miss Anna, is also here. And I have another young lady. I'm still trying to figure out whether, you know, she worked for me for a while. Then she decided to move up She went to the football side. She left the business side. You know, now she work on both. So, Ann Hake, stand up for a minute. And there's one guy in the room that no matter what is happening, no matter where you're going, what you're doing, you call him and it gets done. Stu Weinstein. The guy that takes care of all of our players, et cetera, et cetera. Now, I'm gonna bring you full circle from how things started. You know, when I first joined the Miami Dolphins, there's a group of young men that approached me about buying some DJ equipment. What I know about that, right? And I said, for what? They said, we're gonna do team dances. And here's how they hooked me. We're gonna have kids dancing on Friday, Saturday night so they can't get in trouble. Hooked, all right? So I buy the equipment. Then I start thinking like a businessman. Well, we're gonna make some money. I should be able to get my money back for the equipment. And they were the international DJs at the time. And that's when I hooked up with Jerry Russian at 99 Jams. And we went from doing 100 kids to thousands every Friday, Saturday, keeping them off the street. And I have one of the guys here today, Pep Brown. That eventually turned into, well, wait a minute, those kids are getting old now. They can't go to the teen dances, so we got to find somewhere else they can go and stay out of trouble. So my friend Jerry Russian and I started riding around late at night, looking for bars and nightclubs that there were nobody there, empty. And then we went in and made them a deal they couldn't refuse. How would you like to have 400 or 500 people every Thursday, Friday, Saturday night? And they're like, would love it, but what's the catch? No catch. What is it gonna cost? Ain't gonna cost you nothing. Okay, all right, we'll take the door, so we get our money first, and you keep your liquor. Well, it was a chain of starting out helping young people do the right thing, have fun, stay out of trouble, and then doing it with adults. And guess what happens with those kids? They eventually become business folks. They work for different companies. So therefore, when we want to do certain things in the South Florida community, we've built relationships with the up-and-coming young talent that allows us to be able to do the things we do. So any and everything that they brought me on, they taught me how to be a business person, how to go about life without football per se. And I could not have done it without the Orange Bowl Committee, and I thank you, brothers, for because I'm gonna ask y'all for some more money after this. Okay. But they have never said no, because that's what the Orange Bowl Committee does. They put back in the South Florida communities. So we're on the same page. And then I gotta tell this story, because he's here. And he laughs at me all the time about this. One of the biggest supporters ever has been Lennar Holmes. And I would always ask him to play golf and support the things I do and et cetera. And I asked to have lunch with Stuart Miller and Marshall Ames, and Marshall's here. And we're sitting there and we're talking, and I go, you know, I'm trying to get this endowment fund established, and I could really use you guys' help. And Stewart starts talking, and Marshall's sitting there grinning, and I'm going, okay, now when do I hit him with the big pitch? When do I ask him for this $100,000? Finally, Stewart says, oh, and by the way, we're going to give you $1 million, but there's one criteria. You got to go see Steve Ross and get another $1 million. I go, I can do that. And that was really the upstart of the Nat Moore Endowment Fund. And Marshall, please tell Stewart, love him, thank you, couldn't have done it without him, all right? I mean, there's people in this community that understand what we're trying to do. And they're willing to help. And sometimes even show you the way. In 1974, there was a guy that saw something in me that I didn't see. His name was Don Shula. And his lovely wife, Mary Ann's here today. Thank you, Mary Ann, for being here. And what Don Shula gave me was an opportunity. I didn't know anything about being a wide receiver. I've been a running back my whole life. Give me the ball, I can run. I could make people miss. And Don Shula said, we're going to make you a wide receiver. It'll extend your career, and we'll give you a year to learn. Wasn't no guaranteed contract back in those days. You either made it or you didn't. The irony of it was, because of the help of others, fifth game of the season, we've got several players hurt. Paul Warfield, Marlon Briscoe. And all of a sudden, there went that year to learn. You've got to play. And everybody on the team, everybody, did everything they could to get me ready to play, including Larry. He'll tell you that was the most special group of men because nobody worried about their job. They worried about the mission. That's where I learned my skill set. From those kind of people that say it's not about me, it's about what's important for us. There's a reason the teams in the 70s were so great. There's a reason the teams in the 80s were so good. And it all started with Don Shula, a guy that also, believe it or not, we should have United Way come in. And Don Shula was the first guy to write a check. He was the guy that taught us about putting back in the community. See, nobody becomes anything because of themselves. It's the influences. The influences. And all we try and do, I don't like using the word we try and do is get other people engaged to use their influence to help and influence others. So on behalf of all of the many people that we've been able to help and serve here in the South Florida, thank you for Nat Moore's Way. It indeed is an honor to be able to ride by and see your name somewhere. But I'm more proud of the work we've been able to do here to help young people get a leg up because they're the future. At some point, much as I love having my name out there, that sign will be gone and there'll be something else. But it's what we put in it today, back in this community, that's going to make the difference of how many kids come out of Miami Edison. Mayor, thank you. Thank you. Jerry Russian, none of this is possible without you, Mayor. Larry Little, what chicken place we going to when we leave here? We used to go to Buffalo and practice. And practice. We all getting ready to get on the bus and go to the hotel. You go, Rook, no. You got to go to McGuire and what was the name of that place? you know, used to pre-order. And I'd go and I would get like, it ain't a bucket, it'd be like 75 wings. Because we're gonna, take it to the night snack, and everybody share with everybody. And I'd get 2 orders. I'd give Larry one, and mine went to the dinner. Somehow or another, he kept 75. And then you wonder why his nickname is Chicken. But that was all the beauty of being with the Dolphins, playing for the Dolphins, and the Dolphins giving myself and the people that have helped me throughout my career a platform. And thanks to everybody here, we've done some good, and there's a lot more work to do. So let's just keep trying to send as many kids as we can to college or trade school, and let's see how this community continues to develop. Thank you, thank you, thank you.